क्या वो पता है लेकिन कॉलेज में है ना
क्या लिखा है?
मुट कर देगा चालू समझे
Okay, so Roman is a businessman. He's very complex. He looks like a quiet, well-managed individual. 50%
मेरा वीडियो स्टार्ट करू नको
सर कदम सर काहीतरी बोलताय.
Saisha madam?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can start now. Huh?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Good morning to each one of you present here today. I, Assistant Professor Saisha Gusarkar, thoroughly pleased to witness you all here in this guest lecture series on digital forensic. It's my privilege to address you all on behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's College of Law in collaboration with Manjra Charitable Trust College of Law. I welcome all the participants in the guest lecture series. We all are truly delighted with your presence. A very warm welcome to all the renowned speakers who took out their valuable time and joined us today to be a part of this guest lecture series. We are honored to have you all with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation and making it possible. So the schedule for the guest lecture series for the next 3 days are as follows. On 11 Jan, we have 2 speakers for the day. The first speaker for the day, Dr. Malvika Mehta, Associate Vice President, Peerless Technologies. Ma'am will be speaking on the topic open source intelligence. We welcome you, ma'am, for the today's guest lecture series.
Thank you, Saisha.
Yeah. The second speaker for the day is Mr. Abhinav Saurabh, Forensic Consultant. Sir will be speaking on the topic crime scene and investigation. On 12th Jan, we have the next 2 speakers, Mr. Arjun Chetri, Research Scholar in Digital Forensic, topics and challenges of digital forensic in the dark web environment. Speaker for the day will be Chaitanya Vij, Forensic Collegiate, Specialist at Forensic. Sir will be clearing the topic recovery of deleted and overwritten CCTV videos with artificial intelligence. On 3rd day, the 2 speakers for the day will be Sumit Rai, forensic expert. Sir will be speaking on digital forensic analysis. And the second speaker on 13 Jan will be Ms. Pooja Chakraborty, forensic organologist. Her topic will be recent trends in digitalization of forensic. So the above is the schedule for the next 3 days guest lecture series. The feedback form will be dropped at the end of the session in the chat box on all 3 days. Kindly have a note that on all 3 days, there will be a feedback form which will be dropped at the end of the session. Students and participants are requested to fill the feedback form on daily basis. Those who attended all 3 days lecture series are eligible for the certificates. And also our guest lecture series are going live on YouTube. So those who are not able to join on Zoom, they can join on YouTube link. So now I would request the in-charge principal of Manjra Charitable Trust College of Law, Dr. UK Nambiar sir, to address the audience. Over to you, sir. Ma'am, Nambiar sir is there.
Sir joined already.
Okay, start.
Good morning, sir. Nambia, sir. Sir, are you there?
Ma'am is there. Sir is not there, ma'am.
Razi, madam, are you there? Raji, madam, are you there?
I am informing sir to connect, I think. I will check and let you know.
Okay, okay, madam.
1 minute. Really sorry for the inconvenience. Just a minute, sir will join.
Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Saisha?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
Yes, sir is joining. Till then, I
Yes.
can start with
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
remarks.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You can continue, ma'am.
Okay. So, very pleasant morning to one and all present on this online guest lecture series on digital forensic. So, I welcome all of you on behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti College of Law. I welcome our Honorable President, Sir, Dr. Rajendra Singh, Sir, our Director, Madam, Dr. Mrs. Usha Mukundan, Madam, Dr. Nambiar, Sir, my teachers, students, and all the principals of various colleges present today on this online lecture series. So this lecture series is going to start from today, that is on 11th January, also on 12th and 13th January. So 3 days lecture series will be there. I hope all the students will be benefited on various topics by these guest speakers. So they must take the knowledge whichever provided by these speakers. Today we have with us our first guest speaker, Dr. Malvika Mehta, Madam. I am very much thankful, Dr. Malvika, Madam, to have with us to enlighten on today's topic, open source on intelligence. Thank you so much, Madam. About this digital forensics, I just want to throw some light, although the speakers are there, that in this rapidly growing field of cyber security, digital forensics and incident responses, which provides various organization for more dynamic approach to uncovering the evidence and conducting evidence investigations into cyber attacks. So this incident is priority when cyber attacks occurs. However, entirely eradicating threats and preventing the future attacks is also little bit critical. So by combating this digital investigation and incident response capabilities, organizations are trying to use this DFR, that is digital forensic and incident responses, to help and manage the growing this complexity of cyber security incidents. So these are the things which we are going to learn from these speakers. I think Saisha Madam have already introduced that who are the guest speakers within these 3 days will be available with us to throw a light on this digital forensics. So very resourceful and very informative sessions we are going to conduct from Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti College of Law and in association with Manjra Charitable Trust College of Law. So thank you all, and we'll start with the session. So I will again request to Dr. Nambiar sir to throw a light on today's topic and welcome our today's guest speaker. Thank you all.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, I would like to thank Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti College of Law for their courtesy of joining with us to organize a joint program. Hello. However, Dr. Madhura has made my work so easy that she has expressed all the contents and ideas of the subjects today which we are going to be discussing. So this is only just my duty to congratulate and express my heartiest thanks to the guest lecturers and other dignitaries who are participating in today's program. I also advise the students to say with a few words, saying that forensic science has become playing a major role in the criminal investigation. Without forensic science and for digital evidences, nowadays in the changed scenario, the cases cannot be easily detected. So how I feel that this type of series lecture organized by Hindi Vidya Prajar Samiti and Manjra Charitable Trust College of Law will help you in enlightening the more ideas about the digital forensic experiences and the experiments. So I wish you all the best. I am also busy in some other programs, so please excuse me. I cannot fully participate, but my students are participating in this. If you want my presence as and when you need, then you just give me a call. I will be presenting myself again. Okay, thank you very much to all. Very good morning to all of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you, ma'am, for your valuable words. Now, I would request Assistant Professor Tejal Chaudhary to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Malvika Mehta.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all the dignitaries. I, Assistant Professor Tejal Chaudhary, hereby introduce our today's guest speaker, Ms. Malvika Mehta. Malvika Madam pursued her master's from Cranfield University, Ministry of Defense, United Kingdom. She was amongst 100 women, STEM scholar from India who was awarded a fully funded scholarship from the British Council. Post her education, she was trained at the Cybercrime Directorate in Singapore, where she worked on several SOPs, open source intelligence, and digital forensics. She has worked on several international projects where she provided actionable intelligence, for example, in the Russia-Ukraine war, investigation of money laundering of Russia and Venezuelan companies using open source intelligence, cross-border human trafficking, smuggling, pornography, and homicide cases. She has provided training to more than 1,000 plus individuals in diverse domains of investigation and disaster management. She has curated training content for international organizations. She has been actively involved in cryptocurrency fraud investigation and is currently working with a very capable team of experts in India. She is working with Pelorus Technology Private Limited as an AVP and head investigation related to cryptocurrencies, open source intelligence training, and big data. Malvika ma'am has got the opportunity to work on complex, high-profile cases all over the globe and has been an avid learner. She has traveled to more than 12 countries so far on various assignments. She is a doctor in Ayurvedic medicine and surgery, but her passion got her driving towards forensics, intelligence, and investigations. We welcome you, Malvika ma'am.
Thank you so much. So it's my pleasure to be a part of this beautiful series, guest lecture series that HVPS College of Law has arranged. I heartily thank Dr. Kalamkar to have me here and for sending her invite. We can begin, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, lovely. I will just share my screen. Can you make me the co-host?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'll tell you how I would want to plan the next 1 hour of this session. I am promising that it is going to be fun. Many of you must have joined using your laptops, so you will have your mobile phones at your fingertips, yeah? So all permission, use it wherever and whenever. If I give you a tool, just try finding out things for yourself and you will know how much information you are able to pull out with your own credentials, like your email ID, your mobile number, and other credentials that you may have at your disposal. Just give me a moment. I will share my screen quickly. Right, so this is here. Okay, so most of us have known what open source intelligence is, but they potentially don't know that whatever you have been doing so far is a part of OSINT. For example, when you open a social media account and when you make friends, when you try and see for other people's profiles, you are in a way trying to search for somebody, right? So if I tell you that, okay, add me on LinkedIn, what would you do? You would search for my name on Google, one. Second, you would go to LinkedIn and you would search for my name. Similarly, open source intelligence is looking beyond the web that is visible to us. What I mean by that is, many of us must have heard that there is the deep web, there is dark web. So this is the entire space of the internet, wherein the surface web, the Google search that we do, is only 4 to 5% of what we can see. The remaining 95 to 96% is hidden under the deep and the dark web. When I say that, open source intelligence investigators, many of us will have instances in which you have to search about your client, you have to search more information about the victim, more information about the people who are going to be your witnesses. In those circumstances, these kind of searches would give you valuable information so that you can make your choice in what you have to do during the case, what kind of interrogation questions you can assist the law enforcement with, what kind of questions you can lead the witnesses with. So all of those things will be a part of your work life at some point. Now coming to OSINT for law enforcement, many a times digital devices are seized. Digital devices are seized from the houses, from offices. Now, what do people do with it? They are sent for forensic analysis, correct? Meanwhile, what the law enforcement has in hand is maybe the name of the suspect, the name of another person that they want to interrogate, and they want to try and find more information about them. And that is where we come into picture. Open source intelligence comes into picture. As a matter of fact, I would like to share a case study with you that once we had just an Instagram handle. So let's say, for example, the Instagram handle was apple@163. We just had that, and these guys were threatening a family in Spain. And the threat was related to a dark web sales, and the victim had not paid these criminals the funds that they were asking for. And hence the criminals were at their door knocking and actually physically threatening them. The first threat that came was from an Instagram handle. Just for this purpose, I have given it a random name called apple@163. With that handle, we had to try and find out and navigate to get more hints on who these people potentially were. Now, we were at many dead ends. For example, we did not know how these people looked. We did not know the sound of their voices. We did not know how many people were there. But this Instagram handle was the source that led to, I will tell you later what it led to. So yeah, let's continue there. So I went to Instagram, and we don't intrude anybody's privacy. When I say open source intelligence, it has to be with anything that is publicly available, the information that is there publicly to us. So the Instagram handle had 0 posts. It was a freshly created account. It had 8 followers, and it was following 32 other people, right? So we had 8 followers and 32 other people that they were following, and the list was available to us. So when I looked at the list, I found out more accounts that had a similar nomenclature structure, like @163. So with that, we got 4 more accounts. So now we have 5 Instagram accounts to look at. The other 4 accounts again had a similar pattern: 0 posts, 1 post, 2 posts, and they were following 10 other people, 8 other people, out of which there were a bunch of mutuals that they were following. So this narrowed us down to the potential group that was looking at, that we felt was potentially the cause of it. When we started looking further, we came to know that there are 3 or 4 more accounts that are legitimate, that are belonging to people who are regularly posting things, out of which one account was a public account. That one public account, we just happened to look at the stories, and they had asked people in Spanish, it was written in Spanish language, that anybody in Spain, we need help. So this was again related to the threat. The criminals were posting about asking somebody who is in Spain who could help these guys potentially, maybe with the address, or maybe, threaten them once more, something like that. And it was during the same course of timeline where we were monitoring those criminals. After doing that, after navigating through more usernames, we found out a YouTube account, a YouTube channel which had more than 1 million followers. It happened to be of a rapping, so there are many rappers in that region. And this group was potentially a rap group, and they had 8 members in it. Now, when we came back to Instagram, we found out pictures that were resembling the same guys. And the same kind of, dressing, the same kind of hoodies, the same kind of logos that were there on their dresses. Moving further, we got to know the names of these people from the rap brand. Of course, from YouTube, it made our job easier. With that, we started looking for every person. Can we all be on mute, please? Yeah, thank you. So we started looking at the names of every individual. So we began searching for people from names.
Students, please mute yourself. Students. Aisha madam,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
please
Ma'am,
look into this.
Ma'am, Divyang sir is handling. He is looking.
Or remove that participant, please.
Sorry, ma'am, for the inconvenience. You can continue, ma'am.
So yes, we started looking at these individuals with their names. So there were 8 people now. We had their names. We had to look for background. So now we were doing a due diligence check on them, right? With these names, we came to know that 3 of them were people who had changed their identities and changed their citizenships 3 times because it was published in the news. They were also convicted for grievous crimes like rape. They were out on another grievous crime that they had committed, which I don't remember. And they were out on bail at that time. And we were able to give 3 names from that to the victim's family and ask them to identify it. And out of that, those 3 names, they were able to identify the first person who came at their door knocking and who physically threatened them. And the same information was passed on to the law enforcement. Now you see with this, we did not need any digital devices. We did not need to physically locate or physically visit Spain for it. It was done only with the source of open source intelligence. We also did not need to write to Instagram and get the IP details, get information about the user. It was all done remotely, and it was all done with the help of search techniques. So coming to all the participants now, I'll be looking at the chat box very often. So I want participation from all of you. What can you know from a name? If I give you a name, what all can you know? You can come to know about the person's caste, religion, gender. Potentially, if you search for more details, you'll get to know about the address, you'll get to know about the contact number. And from these things, you can again identify an email ID, then potentially a business website, another person, maybe social media handles. And all of these things are what we do on a regular basis. So on your screen now are 2 images. The first image gives you a location, and the second image, it can come from maybe a digital device that has been seized, and that digital device contains only 1 picture. And from that picture, I will tell you what all we can come to know. So looking at the first picture, anybody has any idea on what we are looking at, or what kind of information we can pull out from it? Come on, guys, get the chat box active. Location, yes. Can anybody find the location and tell me where this is? Make of device, yes. Pune, excellent, excellent. So we know that it is in Pune. We know that, okay, if there are other international investigators also looking at it, they would understand the script. They would also identify the local political groups in this area, looking at the first picture itself. Again, this image can be located on Google Maps, so you will have a street view image also of it. Secondly, coming to the second picture, can anybody identify where this is? Image 12, okay, Pune again. What else can we identify? So imagine this person in front of you is the suspect that is dealing with drugs, for example. What can you identify? Ice cream parlor in Pune, yes. Scooter, bike number, correct? Correct. So now we will navigate our investigation search towards the other areas like M-Parivahan app, get information from that app. Again, this could be delusional. The bike may not belong to him, but again, it will be a hint. Third thing that we can look at is the CCTV camera. So if you look at the image closer, we will understand that there are 2 CCTV cameras being put up there. The time of the day is probably towards evening, late evening, because you see all the lights have been lit up. And the image will also, since the device has been seized, the image will also have metadata. Metadata meaning the date and the timestamp. So you would exactly know at what time this picture was potentially clicked, plus the day and time analysis that you've done on the image, plus the CCTV footage over there. So all in all, this helps the law enforcement to identify what the next course of their clue would be, right? Now, for example, I give you a name, Jane Doe. Let's get the pointer. Yeah. So we have a person. What normally we would do is use people search websites, we use Google and just get basic information from it. A step further, what we as OSINT analysts do is to identify the date of birth, find out more aliases, like what all different names this person is called.
गणेला सांगशील का गाडीमध्ये पेट्रोल भरायचं आहे त्याचे जो ती ब्लू वाली ती ज्याचा हेल्मेट आहे ना तर हे कपडा त्या गाडीतला.
Okay, sorry. So yes, the maiden name, current and past addresses, neighbors, etc. From there, moving on, we can also come to know about how much the house that they own, what is the rental that they're paying, what is the square feet of the house, Google Street View images of that location, make and model of the cars in that address. So in one of the scenarios, we were doing an investigation on a human trafficking case, and we had access to some open street view cameras where we were trying to monitor and see if the vehicle had passed that location or not. And with the help of a little bit of image forensics and monitoring that crossway during that time, we were able to identify a car that belonged potentially to the suspect vehicle. So yeah, those kind of things are very, very useful, and it just depends on how you are able to navigate through it. Guys, I please request you all to be on
I would
mute.
request everyone to please mute yourself. Sorry,
Okay.
ma'am.
No problem. So moving on further, we do reverse image search, like biometric search. So facial recognition is a very integral part of today's technology. So your AI, virtual reality, machine learning, all of these things are coming up with tools that are making life very, very simple for even law enforcement and the regulatories. So for example, in the airports, you could see that the cameras nowadays, they have facial recognition embedded in it. There are tools that can identify who the person is, even with a mask, even with the sunglasses on, with the headscarf on, and they are able to do that even with 30% of the face that is visible. So we use a slightly different version of it for reverse image search and facial recognition, like PIM eyes or tin eyes. These are the kind of tools where we upload the person's picture, and they will give us information about where all this person's digital footprints potentially would be, or where they have been published. Moving further, it gives you email addresses, and it just keeps going on and on and on. It just depends on how much you can navigate. Moving on to the demo, let's see what we got. I will quickly switch the screen to my browser. Right. So I'm sure none of us would be aware that there are tools like fake name generator, where so there are two ways to it. One, as OSINT analyst, we need to have research accounts where we don't use our own personal identification accounts, and we use such accounts that can help us identify more information about the subject that we're looking for. So there are tools, again, used by criminals like fake name generator, where they create fake identities and use it to lure people, like phishing attacks, any other form of cyber attack where they are trying to get information from you. So this tool, I'll tell you what this tool does. You can choose a gender. So based on the profile that you wish to have, the fake profile that you wish to have, let's say male, I want it to be somebody from England, living in England again. And when I click generate, so it gives me a name, it gives me the address with the PIN code. It also gives me details about the mother's maiden name, geo coordinates. So even latitude, longitude, your geolocation, mobile phone number, birth date, zodiac, email address. So email addresses, you can also activate it. You can also change the domain, the last part of it. You can have a username, password. So basically you don't need to think anything. The entire profile is given to you as it is. It also gives you information about fake credit card and details. So many a times websites which ask you to enter credit card information, people enter this kind of information and they bypass that setting. Employment, height, weight, blood type. So even if you have to upload pictures of it, just go as per this profile and you will have a very consistent looking profile. Also UPS tracking number, vehicle color, QR code, etc. So if I click on QR code, I can save this entire profile for my further use. So criminals, two perspectives again. Criminals will have multiple profiles like this if they're using it. And we as investigators, we can also save a lot of time and make it more efficient by using such tools that are available. Now coming to social media profiles, when you create sock puppet accounts for analysis, these are the kind of images that are generated that can be used. So with facial recognition, this person does not exist.com will give you images that do not belong to real people. So what it does is it uses GAN, which is again, over here, you can read generative adversarial network. These kind of pictures are created using artificial intelligence and machine learning. And these are like a combination of different eyes, different nose, different facial features put together. And that's why these people do not exist. So again, a hint over here would be to take pictures from such profiles and create sock puppet accounts for research. Coming to the criminals angle, if you are analyzing such pictures and you don't reach any conclusion, it is potentially because it has come from GAN generated pictures like these. So every refresh that I do, it will give me a new face. Gender will also keep changing, spectacles, mustache, beard, everything will keep changing. So like every refresh, I'm getting new pictures and it doesn't repeat itself. So that's a clue. Moving on to OSINT framework. So this is like the Bible of OSINT that I will be giving you. So go to osintframework.com. A tree-like structure opens up. So over here, you can do search based on username, email address, domain name, IP address, images, videos, documents, social networks, instant messaging like Skype, Snapchat. Snapchat is a very integral part of investigations. Many times we neglect it, but it's very, very important. Dating applications as well. So this may not work much in India. The search will not work, I mean to say, because in India, our data is not freely available. But coming to US and UK, for example, you can actually purchase information from websites for as less as $100. And it will give you information whether a person is on Tinder or not, whether the person is on OkCupid or not. So that kind of information is available in other countries. So depending upon the jurisdiction, you will have different levels of information that can come up. Even addresses like house address, that information freely available in the US. You will also get information like who was the previous tenant of that house, how many people lived in that house. If there was somebody who was like a PG, paying guest, even that information will be available along with mobile numbers of those individuals. So that is the level of data that is out there. Telephone numbers, public records, this includes your court records as well. So like indianqanun.com, you all would know that much better. So we use tools like Indian Qanun, Legit Quest to get information about criminal records that a person may hold. Business records, very, very, very important. majorly used in the financial domain. So for all types of financial frauds, money laundering, anti-money laundering measures will include looking at company profiles, company reports, the annual reports that are going in, profit and loss statements, balance sheets. Public companies will have them published on the website. But companies that are LLPs or companies that are registered recently, we have access to those kind of registries. We get information from that, analyze the directors, see how many businesses are listed on paper. So there are many companies that are not physically present, especially in the last 3 years. This has increased a lot because of COVID. Companies are present only on paper, which means they may have many companies in a way to save tax. So that would be a way of saving tax. And plus, in massive cases, it is used as a means to launder money. So from black to white, the money is just being rotated and tax is being saved in that way. So it's very important to analyze business records. Moving further, transportation, geolocation tools, archives, metadata, dark web, etc. We also have tools for crypto investigations like Bitcoin Trail, Bitcoin Chain Info. So if you have the wallet address of the cryptocurrency of the person, you can put that in and it will give you information like the balance of it, when the account was opened, the entire statement of transactions. As we know that cryptocurrency is an open ledger. The concept of blockchain cryptocurrency is on open ledger. So all the transactions are available to the public. So that's the OSINT Bible. All the tools can just be navigated using these links. So these are the websites that you can further check it out. Okay, so this is what I just opened from business registries, annual reports. Now coming to the next one, have I been pawned? So if you're using your mobile phones or have another device, head on to Have I Been Pawned and enter your email ID. When you enter your email ID, check if your email ID is being pawned or not. Anybody wants to send me a demo email ID and I can check it for everyone over here. If not, I will go on with my own demo ID that I have selected. So I'll look at the chat box for a second. If anybody wants me to check their email ID, let me know. Okay, so we have a volunteer. Thank you, Roshni. So let's check if her email ID. Okay, so there's no pawnage, meaning her email ID has not been a part of any breaches. So largest breach, as you would know, LinkedIn had a breach, BigBazaar.com had a breach, Big Basket had a breach, Facebook also had a breach. So all of these breaches, the entire data, like your email IDs, your passwords, birth dates, all of this is saved on websites which are available on Telegram, on dark web. And so yeah, we have another volunteer, Dr. Charushila, and we have found that her data has been a part of 3 data breaches. Let's check which ones. So the first one was Big Basket in 2020. So all her credentials from 2020 are compromised. Before that, in 2018, Dubsmash, and before that, in 2021, IndiaMart. So your latest credential breach was in 2021. I really request you to change all your credentials because the information that is available is email ID, name, phone number, physical addresses. Again, over here, Dubsmash, email IDs, geographic locations, names, passwords, phone numbers, spoken languages, and usernames. Big Basket, DOB as well. So it is compromised, so it's better to change it. Let's check another one. Team Task Services at Gmail. Okay. So the email IDs which are used, to order from Zomato, etc. Those kind of email IDs are usually more at risk, or phishing email IDs. So this one has got no pawnage. Excellent. So Have I Been Pawned is one of the useful tools that we as investigators used. Now, when we know that this is a part of the breach, we know exact database where we need to look at for those credentials. Yeah. Coming to the next one. Synapsint. So SynapseInt is another unified OSINT research tool where you can do domain search, you can do website investigations, email search, phone number search, Twitter handle analysis, etc. So let's just pick a demo email ID and search for it. So it's going to tell you whether the email ID is suspicious or not. It will gauge on a basis of if it'll tell you if it is suspicious, if it's not present on any of the social media networking sites. But if it is present, it will tell you that, okay, there is no suspicious activity from this email ID. Like this result, this email address has been seen in one reputable source on the internet, which is on Twitter. So we know that if I'm looking for this individual, there would be a Twitter account, which may or may not be active, but at least it gives me a navigation point that, okay, pivot to Twitter. Again, it gives you information whether the email ID is blacklisted or not, first seen, last seen, etc., etc. Very useful in cases of, say, phishing emails. So like for your personal safety, if you are getting phishing emails, let's just show you an example. New share. So yes. So when I go to anybody's spam folder, we are very used to seeing such emails where people have sent you business proposals, Coca-Cola has sent you crores and crores of rupees, somebody wants to fund your project. All of these are phishing emails, wherein if you click on those links, something would be downloaded on your device in a very layman's language, I'm saying, and that will give all your information to these attackers, and then they will ask you for ransom, or they would just use your data to something that will benefit them. So in this case, let's check. We've got an email ID. Let's copy this email ID. Let's go back to our search browser. Let's head to SynapseInt and see whether this email ID is present on any other source or not. Okay, something is bad with the, okay, my bad. Okay, while this searches, we'll just add this here as well. So this email has not been a part of any breach. Again, can tell us that potentially it's a new email ID. The SynapseInt report tells you that it is a suspicious one because it has not been observed on the internet, not present on major services like LinkedIn, Facebook, iCloud, etc., etc. Indicates a new email ID. So even the tool is going to tell you the same thing, right? So that is how you can try and be more vigilant when you are looking at emails, when you want to identify whether it's a phishing email or not, right? Now, coming to the next part is email analysis. In general, how would you analyze an email? Now, coming back to my screen. So this is the email that I want to analyze. It has come from some John Mark with a different email ID. So what I'm going to do is on Gmail specifically. So every different email provider will have a different way to get the email header. So what we need to extract is the email header from this. Click on these three dots, go to show original. So it gives you the email header. This is the email header, which includes information like the IP address, from where it has been sent, by whom, to whom, at what time. So I'm going to copy it to clipboard and go back to my investigating browser. That's my investigating browser, coming back to it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the header over here and say analyze header. Now, MX Toolbox is another good tool which will help you look up blacklisted email IDs, blacklisted services that are sending you emails, analyze headers, and also give you DNS lookup. So more technical, more on the website investigation part, but yeah, would be useful on a primary level. So it gives you information. This is the analysis report wherein it tells you from where to where the email has come. So it has come to my email ID, from this email ID, the subject, the thread topic, at what time it was sent, what time it was created. So it also gives me the time zone. So I can look it up and potentially identify where it is coming from. Now, many cases they use a VPN, so it would be a dead end. It will also have an IP address. So let's look for the IP address. So we'll take this IP address and see where it takes us. We go to IP tracker. So if you just Google IP tracers, you'll get many different tools that will give you an idea about what location the IP is coming from. This IP, it tells us it's coming from somewhere in Austria, Vienna. Again, I would say potentially used VPN could be there. So with a VPN, you can change your IP. So if you're using your mobile phones, just go on Google and type what's my IP, click enter, and it'll give you your public IP address. I'm using a VPN, so this is not my IP. Okay, that's that. Coming to website investigations, many a times you may need archives. Like for example, during the Russia-Ukraine war, all the Russian websites were taken down because they were subject to cyber attacks. Yeah, we all know that. During that time, we had major investigations to do. We had major companies that we had to look at from Russia, from other countries that were doing trade in and out. And it was again useful for financial fraud purposes. So this tool was of massive use because this contains the archive of all websites that are potentially there. Some websites may or may not be there. And for demo purposes, I've just put in a random website from Russia. It has archive dating from the day the website started. So 1998 till latest is what? 10th of January. So if I want to see anything in 2020, for example, I can just load on to that date, head to snapshot, and it'll take me to the page that it was, how it looked during that time. So if I'm looking at director information, if I'm looking at company annual reports at that time. So this is again, in 2020, on 18th of July, this was how the website looked. Yeah, so this is one of the tools that is very, very useful to gather information about investors, shareholders, or people who are potentially not a part of it anymore now, and we need to gather information about them. Another tool that we use is for Facebook. Let's say, for example, we have a Facebook account to look at. Let's go to okay, so let's just take anybody's account here. Let's head to this person's account, and we have many comments over here, and we need to scrape those comments because we need to analyze the data over there. So let's find some comments. Yeah, 4 comments. So what we do is we load all these comments. Now I have to scrape the data because I imagine there are thousands and thousands of comments. How am I going to do it? So I've installed a plugin called Instant Data Scraper. When I click on it, it is going to pick out data from the table. Can you see the scraper as well? Is the scraper visible, or because I'm sharing only the browser, so I'm just wondering if it's visible or not. No, okay. Stop share. Okay, so I'm going to share my entire screen. That will be helpful, right? So in this case, I've loaded all these comments. And what I want to do is scrape data from it. So you see how much information it has pulled out. So it's given me everything, URL, what reply, the comment that is there. So all the comments are over here. And I can save it in CSV file, Excel file. I can copy it and paste it anywhere I like. So what happens is, if I have to download or if I have to scrape thousands and thousands of comments, say from a political event, or I want to analyze what people are saying for sentiment analysis, I'm going to download all this and then do things on Excel and try and get accurate numbers to it or do more analysis based on that. The other tool that I have is instant data scraper. So sorry, this is Go Full Page. This one will capture the full page in screenshots. So this is very useful for your documentation, not just OSINT, but any report that you are making. So this is how it will capture the entire screen and give it to you in a PDF format. So all of this can be easily attached, and of course it doesn't damage the size of it as well. So this is another tool that we use. I'm going to delete it for now. Moving on, the last tool that I want to show you is a business registry. So there are many tools like Zoba Corp, Open Corporates, the MCA website, from where you can get information about the company director, or based on the address, you can do a reverse address lookup. So in this case, let's just look for Rahul Trivedi. So this is what we found. We found that the person of our interest has a company called Aram Overseas Private Limited, for example. You can also purchase documents like the financial reports from these websites. Of course, this is a part of, again, financial frauds, may not be of use as of now, but it gives you a lot of information like what is authorized capital, how many people are working in it, when was the last annual AGM. The email ID, again, very, very important. So this email ID, in one scenario, there were 7-8 companies registered with one email ID, but the people working in the company were different. So if I am the owner of it, I will have different companies registered, maybe on my mom's name, my sister's name, my father's name, again, in a way to move the money around that way. But the email address was the same one, which meant that they were operating from a central point. And that email ID was of very use to the law enforcement as well, because all their transactions, all their accounts were linked to this email ID, or not this email ID, but such an email ID. Also the address. So if I just pick out this address, copy it, and do a reverse address search, it will give me businesses that are located or registered with the same address. So that way it will show more and more businesses that have used the same address, maybe a letterbox address, maybe an address that is just used to have companies which are not physically present. With this, we come to an end with the OSINT demonstration. I am looking forward to any questions that you may have for me. So as from a legal perspective, I would say where all OSINT can be used. Due diligence. Due diligence is somewhere where you want to do a background reference check on the people that you are dealing with. Can be clients, can be your victim suspects, can be people or businesses that you wish to associate yourselves with. Many of y'all would further do your masters and go towards the direction of corporate law. Very, very useful in corporate law, because this is what you might be expected to do day in and day out of your regular roles. May not be that intense, but yeah, useful. Secondly, coming to the dark web and deep web. Not everyone is aware about what is happening in there. So coming to a perspective from policy making, where you are helping the regulatories, you are helping the country to set up laws that can help the people to combat crime, because internet, as we all know, is borderless. So there are no borders to it. It is a trans country place where crimes are happening. Same like cryptocurrencies, the issues that we are having now because of no regulation on it. These are the things that will require a lot of attention even in the future. So deep web, dark web investigations, where we know that illegal things are happening. How do you stop that? What are the measures you can take? What laws need to be updated? So on all those lines, open source intelligence plays a massive, massive role. Yes. Any questions from your end?
Students, any questions from your side? I think, ma'am, there is no questions as such.
Okay, so if at all later on you think of any question or you have to ask somebody, you all can feel free to get in touch with me on LinkedIn. So just put up my name, very easily available. Drop me a text anytime and I will be there. No worries.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will ask Advocate Tejal Chaudhary, ma'am, to profound a vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Saisha ma'am. I, Ms. Tejal Chaudhary, on behalf of Indi Vidya Prachar Samiti's College of Law, in collaboration with Manjula Charitable Trust College of Law, extend a hearty vote of thanks to our guest speaker for the day, Ms. Malvika Mehta. I would like to thank you for being an eloquent guest speaker for guest lecture series on digital forensics. It was indeed a privilege to have you here with us, madam. I would like to thank you, our management, for giving us this platform to highlight this important lecture series on digital forensics. Sincere thanks to our Honorable President, Dr. Rajendra Singh, sir, Honorable Director, Dr. Mrs. Usha Mukundan, madam. Special thanks to Dr. Mrs. Madhura Kalamkar, our beloved principal, madam, without whose effort and guidance this lecture series would not be possible. I would also like to thank the ICE principal, Dr. UK Nambiar, sir, and IQSC coordinator of MCT College, Mrs. Raj Lakshmi Nambiar, ma'am. I would also further like to extend my thanks to IQSC coordinator of HVPS College of Law, Assistant Professor Amar Sarve, sir, and Assistant Professor Divyang Poddar, and Assistant Professor Saisha Gusarkar, event coordinator, and to all the teaching and non-teaching support staff and technical team. Thanks to all the students for being attentive listeners and active participants. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Tejal. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have a short break of 5 minutes. Student, please don't leave the meeting. Dear all, the second speaker will be joining within 15 minutes. So do wait in the meeting. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So we will start with the session.
Okay. I will start by 9:30. 9:30 is the timing.
Yes, sir. We will just introduce yourself and then you can continue, sir.
Okay, just give me 5 minutes.
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you see my screen? Just confirm me.
Yes, sir. Just give us 5 minutes to introduce you. So after that, you can start.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Good morning to one and all present here. I, Assistant Professor Sonal, would like to introduce our today's forensic consultant, sir, Abhinav Saurabh, sir. Abhinav Saurabh, sir, is a BTech in Computer Science and for Information Technology, and sir has an experience of over 6 years in cyber forensic. Sir holds numerous professional certificates like ACE, Intella, Celebrite, Reader, Autopsy, Brainwaves, CMO, etc. Sir is currently working with Bihar Police Economic Offense Unit, ensuring solution to complex IT security and cyber forensic problems. Abhinav sir has also worked with players in the private sector. Apart from designing and setting up the computer forensic infrastructure for various law enforcement and intelligence agency, sir has also conducted various training, IT training for a number of corporate as well as government organizations. Sir is conversant with an array of tools, including but not only limited to NCASE, FTK, Celebrite, Tableau, Masab, Nuix, Mobidite, Intella, Autopsy, etc. Sir has professional experience including crime scene management, evidence analysis, communication and navigation device forensic, data mining, and visual analysis of information. Sir, we welcome you for today's forensic consultant webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the newest parents so that they can learn and they can protect the society from because you are aware that nowadays cybercrime is a crime that is you will find everywhere. Everyone is suffering from cybercrime because if you are using anything over internet and you are posting any data, any type of cybercrime can be happen with you. This is the main reason why we are trying to give awareness to common men so that they can learn and they can protect themselves, because there is only way to stop such type of crime, to prevent your privacy, prevent your data. If you are putting anything online, it is too much dangerous for everyone. Let's start the presentation. Okay, thank you so much. Now, first we need to understand what is cyber forensics, because when we talk about any type of digital media or any type of cyber crime, the important part is to understand first that what is cyber forensics. When we say cyber forensics, what does it mean, and how it is helpful in investigation. At suppose if there is any sort of crime, and we are the one as an investigator, we have to find out how this crime has been done, what are the procedure opted by the criminals to conduct this crime, and what kind of things we can do so that we can stop such types of crime. When we talk about cyber forensics, basically cyber forensic consists of six steps. First is identification. Second one is seizure. Third one is acquisition. Fourth one is authentication. Fifth one is analysis. And sixth one is documentation. Now, when we talk about identification, identification means that when we are going on scene of crime, we need to identify evidences. Suppose somebody is harassing someone over Facebook, or somebody is putting some viral news, making some contents viral on using WhatsApp or a Telegram or any type of social media or any internet platform. If they are sharing such type of information, it is a crime if they are doing that. Now we have to identify how that crime has been happened and what are the things we need to do at scene of crime. First is to identify the evidence in reality where our the entire evidence exists. If we talk about a computer, in a computer there is one hard drive. If anyone is doing any crime through computer, it means that the entire data is over a hard drive. If we seize that particular hard drive, it means we will be able to we will be able to identify or find out if there if any evidence is exist on that particular computer. In the same way, if somebody is using mobile phone and doing such sort of crime through mobile phone, we have to seize mobile phone. If there is any CCTV footage, any video, or any pen drive, any hard disk, any CD DVD drive, anything, we need at the scene of the crime, we have to identify what kind of evidences are there and how we can seize that. Another part is seizure. When we identify that our evidence exists in a mobile phone or in a hard drive or in a pen drive or in a CD, DVD or any CCTV footage, then we have to seize that particular device. If we are not able to seize it, then it is very difficult to process the data. For that purpose, we need to seize it. And the third option is acquisition. Whatever activity we are doing on scene of crime, because what happened in reality, when we seize anything at scene of crime, we have to submit it in court, and court will give order what to do with that evidence, and they will send it to FSL. In that case, till the reports come from FSL, Forensic Science Laboratory, our entire process, our entire investigation will stuck in between. For that purpose, what we do when we identify and when we seize those digital medias, what we do, we make their images or clone to continue our investigation with that particular clone and image, and the actual evidence submitted in court, and report will come through FSL, that what kind of evidences are there, and how the crime has been done. All these things will be done by the FSL, but till the time our evidence will is submitted, in that process we make image or clone at scene of crime. I will show you how to make an image or clone using open source tool. Last one is authentication. Fourth one is authentication. Authentication means that whatever activity we are doing at scene of crime, we need to verify it, we need to authenticate it. Whatever procedure we have opted there is as per the law, so that our report and our evidences should be accepted in court of law. Fifth part is analysis. What kind of evidences are there, and how we are tracking those evidences, how we are correlating everything. And last part is documentation. These are the 6 parts: identification, seizure, acquisition, authentication, analysis, and documentation. These are the parts of cyber forensics. Now we will cover one by one in brief. Now you can see these are the digital evidences. You can see there are different in this picture. You can see different kind of pen drives, CD, DVD, SD cards. When we go to scene of crime, I am talking about identification, it means, suppose I am going to scene of crime and I am finding such kind of different pen drives, hard drives, and CD, DVD, laptops. And if I am not aware about it, that whether it is a pen drive or it is a pen, whether it is a it is a ring or it is a pen drive to store data. For that purpose, we need to identify there are how many types of pen drives is existing in market, how many types of SD cards are existing, what is the design, in what ways they can put data in those pen drives or hard drives or SD cards. You have to identify. These are the pictures which can show you the uniqueness. That's why I am talking about that identity when we are at scene of crime, because if we left anything over scene of crime, then it is very difficult to find out the actual evidence. Suppose all of you are technical persons, you very well understand that I have 2 options to use my system. Either I can use internal drive of my system and I can load OS in it, and I can, whatever I want to do, I can do it connecting through internet. There is another option that I can externally boot my system and connect over the internet, and whatever crime I want to do, I can do it. And when I remove that particular pen drive or hard disk, the entire evidence will be in the external device, and you are going on scene of crime. Instead of capturing that external device, you are capturing the internal hard drive of that particular system. In that case, because I am not using the internal hard disk of my system for booting it and conducting any sort of crime, and I am using, instead of internal hard drive, I'm using external hard drive. If you are not seizing that external hard drive, then the entire evidence exists on it. You can't find anything, you can't relate anything and you can't submit anything in the court. That is an important aspect, that when we are on scene of crime, we have to identify each and everything, whatever the best possible thing we can identify, and we can correlate. Now, isolation of scene of crime is very important. Why it is important? Because when we don't know what kind of crime has been happened, how it is happened, who has done it, and when we go to scene of crime, there are basically, you will find 3 scenarios. First scenario is that maybe you will find that all the hard drive, all the desktops or laptop is in running mode. It is live. Or it might be possible that all of them are shut down. If laptops are in running mode, it is power on, then we have to acquire data in a different method. If laptops and desktop are shut down, we simply just plug out the hard drive and seize the data. That's it, nothing else. If laptops are shut down, desktops are shut down, we simply plug out the hard drive of the system and make an image or clone using any forensic duplicator or write blocker or any software, and you can seize the data. But if a machine is live, first we need to capture the RAM data, because whatever the activity a suspect is doing on a live system, what you will get the entire running processes of that system. What kind of software is running, what kind of activity is doing, how it is connected, and if there is any user ID or password he has entered in the machine, it is stored on RAM. For that purpose, if a machine is live, first we need to capture RAM data, then you can shut down the machine and plug out the hard drive and make an image. First part is, if system are shut down, simply plug out the hard drives and make an image or clone using any duplicator, write blocker, forensic software. If machine is running, first capture RAM data, then shut down the machine and capture the hard drive data. Now, the third part is that, suppose if your suspect is not identified, right now you just know my name, that somebody who is a consultant of Bihar Police, name is Abhinav, is conducting online lecture, and you don't know whether I am in reality. How you can identify that I am the one who is the consultant of Bihar Police? Is there any document, is there any of government official website where it is written? Is there any confirmation by the government? In the same way, suppose if a crime has been done and we don't know the suspect, suppose I am the one who is doing the crime, and I buy a laptop from Gaffar market, I buy a SIM card, or I have hacked somebody, internet, and conducted a crime. Somehow you come to know that this crime has been done using this internet through this particular system. You identify everything. But when we go in court, it is very difficult to correlate with me. Why it is? Because laptop is not mine. I buy it from Gaffar market. The internet is, I am using somebody else's internet through hacking or something else. I am using VPN. For that purpose, what we need to do, if such type of crime happen, if possible, you can take the fingerprints. If I am using keyboard, if I am using mouse, if I am using a system, there might be a possibility that my fingerprints will be printed on the mouse or keyboards. If it is a laptop, simply on the touchpad or keyboards. If it is a desktop, then keyboard and mouse. For this is the third type of information gathering at scene of crime. If suspect is not identified, whatever the best possible, we can take fingerprints of the. Sorry, anyone have any question?
Sir, now might be the mic is unmute. That's why. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. You can continue.
Okay. Yeah, these are the three types. It means that first type is that if machines are off, then you can simply plug out the hard drive and make image or clone using any forensic duplicator, write blocker, or softwares. If machines are live, first take the memory dump, that is capture the RAM data, then shut down the machine and seize the hard drives. And the third one, if your suspect is not identified, then try to gather fingerprints if it is possible, and the procedure will be same. If machine is running, then capture the RAM data, then shut it down and plug out the hard drive and make an image and clone. This is very simple. All these things are for digital forensics. When we are talking about digital forensics or cyber forensics, both are same. For that purpose, these are the procedure we can opt at scene of crime to capture the data. Now, this is, you have already seen all these type of pen drives. This is basically identification of digital evidence. That is our first part. When we go to scene of crime, we need to identify what kind of activity has been done by the suspect. Let's say somebody is harassing someone on Facebook. How you can investigate that crime? Someone come to your, someone go to police station and just file a complaint against someone that he is harassing me over Facebook, she is harassing me over Facebook, we don't know. You don't know. Now the thing is that if we understand the types of crime, we can easily identify digital evidences. And when we are going to scene of crime, what we need to do at scene of crime. If somebody is harassing someone over Facebook, it means that either he is using a laptop or mobile phone, because both the parties are using a Facebook application and both of them are connected to internet. One is connected through mobile phone, another one is connected through laptop, or maybe our suspect is connected through laptop or mobile phone. When we go to scene of crime, what we need to identify? First thing, is there any laptop or desktop is present? If laptop, desktop is present, we need to check any active account of Facebook in it, any browser activity, because for connecting, if I am using a laptop or desktop and I want to connect with someone over Facebook, I need a browser. Any Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Opera Mini. If I am using a laptop or desktop, if I am using mobile phone, I can directly simply use a application of Facebook and connect it. Now, when we go to scene of crime, when we identify type of crime and what are the best possible, it is very easy to capture those data at the scene of crime. For that purpose, we have to understand the crime, how it has happened. Every crime have a different scenario and different aspects. But when we talk about cyber crime, it means that either mobile phone has been used, either a laptop, desktop has been used, there is some sort of CCTV footage, videos, if there is any MMS or anything got viral, through which platform? It is through Facebook, social media, or Telegram, WhatsApp. These are the social media platforms, Instagram. When we identify each and every step, then it is very easy to capture the data. Whenever you face any sort of crime, first you need to understand how it has been done by the suspect. How? Once you find, it is very easy to seize all the data which is relevant to your investigation. Now, how you can identify digital evidence at scene of crime? First thing is personal experience. If you have your if you are working in this field and you know that how many types of crimes are right now existing here, like you heard about word sextortion, that somebody is calling you on WhatsApp or Facebook, and in a minute they make a video and they download your photos from Facebook or social media, they morphed it, and they are trying to manipulate you that I will viral this photo and I will send it to all of your friends to defame you. These are the types of crime. Now, if somebody is doing this, for that purpose, what they require? They require an editing application. If they are downloading your photos and converting it in a video, they need a video converter software. Through photos, they are converting into videos. When we are going on scene of crime, we are finding a laptop or a desktop. What if this is the type of crime, then what we need to do? We need to identify what kind of softwares are installed on the suspect system. Is there any software which is related to editing or morphing any pictures or anything? Based on the type of crime, we can do. Another one is expert opinion. If you know any expert and you are new in this field, then you can talk to them that these are the possible scenarios and I need to seize the evidence. What procedure I can opt at scene of crime to seize? They will let you know. And if you don't have personal experience and expert opinion, then you can go to Google. You will find number of videos and number of on YouTube. You will find number of videos where people are tell you that if this is the possibility, then you can seize data in this way. You can identify your digital evidence in this way. But the best part is, if you are not aware, then always take expert opinion, because every scenario you will find a different way to track down your criminal. When we go to scene of crime, I am just talking about the laptops and desktop. Nowadays, printer is also a very important plays a important roles. Now, how printer play an important role? Because nowadays printer is connected with internet, configured with email ID, configured with IP address, and whatever we are giving commands, that suppose if I am printing any document or anything, it will store all the data. Who given the print command, when given the print command, what is the size of that particular document? Is it a Word file? Is it a PDF file? Everything is stored on that particular printer. Suppose if as I am a government consultant and I am having some confidential document with me, and what I did, I just given it to print and I just make it viral. That how government is doing, what are the government policies and how it will impact on peoples. It is a confidential document, but how I take it, I have just given the print command and make a viral of those documents. Now, if you are the investigator and you have to investigate how these documents come out of the office, first you need to capture my laptop or desktop. You need to identify whether those documents are existing on my system or not. First part is this. If I am giving anything, I have downloaded anything and just given the printout and deleted the system, deleted from my system, or wiped out, you will not find any trace in my system. But if you go to the printer, and I am not making any reset or resetting buttons in the printer, in that case, you will find that on this date and time, one document having a name so and so is given through a print command, and it is printed through using this IP, this email ID or this username. It is a very important evidence, because my entire laptop has been formatted, my entire laptop has been wiped out, or desktop has been wiped out. Then you have to establish that relation with the printer so that you can gather the evidences against me. Now, you can see here, it is containing a hard disk. Size of hard disk depend upon printer. Every data save in a hard disk, like email configured, Wi-Fi, all these networks, everything. Now, these are very important things at scene of crime. Now, we are talking about computers, printers, and laptops and desktop. We can also find mobile phones at scene of crime. Mobile phone has 4 different parts. First is internal memory. Second one is memory card. Third one is SIM card. And fourth one is cloud. When we buy a phone from market, it comes with around 32 GB, 64 GB, 128, 256. These are the internal memory of a mobile phone. Even we can buy external memory cards to plug in our phones. SIM card is already having storage of, it can store around 250 contacts and 20 or 30 odd messages. And cloud is like all of the company is giving you a free cloud service for 5 GB to 10 GB. You can upload your data over the cloud. So that if your phone get damaged or anything, you get your entire data will be saved. This is how they are giving you. But the best part is that if we physically find a phone on scene of crime, it is very easy to capture the data. Using any forensics tool, we can capture the data, we can gather the data, and we can gather in 3 ways. First one is logical data gathering. Second one is physical data gathering. And third one is your file system data gathering. All these are ways to capture the data from mobile phone using any forensics tool. In the same manner, for memory card, we have all these 3 ways to capture the data. For SIM card, we have same 3 ways. And for cloud, we need tokens or user ID or password to download the data from the cloud. Now, when we go to scene of crime, we find a mobile phone and we have to seize that mobile phone. What we can do, first we need to put the mobile phone on airplane mode. If it is possible, then put the mobile phone on airplane mode so that it will disconnect it from the internet. Because if you suppose if you are seizing my phone and my phone is having internet connectivity and everything, I can access my phone from anywhere. I have my remote access of my phone if it is connected through internet. For that purpose, to disconnect it from internet, first what we are trying to do, we are trying to put the phone on flight mode and never move any file or folder from here and there in a mobile phone, because whatever activity you will do at scene of crime, it will, when we are going to verify the data, it will impact on that. We can't prove the integrity of that data. For that purpose, you can't move anything from the mobile phone. You can't move any folders or pictures or anything. You can't open WhatsApp chats or you can read the messages. For that purpose, only the best way is to put the phone on airplane mode. Once you put the phone on airplane mode, it is disconnected. Now you can start your activity. How? First, you need to search and identify the mobile devices and you can seize those mobile devices. If mobile phone is on, then you have 2 to 3 ways to seize it. Put that phone on flight mode, disable the PIN, pattern lock, photograph and document. And if you don't have options to put that phone on flight mode, then you can use Faraday bag to isolate it. Faraday bags are basically a bag designed in such a way it can disconnect the phone from any sort of networks, whether it is an infrared network, it is Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or anything. When you put any phone in a particular bag, Faraday bag, it will disconnect it from the internet. Suppose if you are on scene of crime and you have mobile phones in your hand and you are not able to put it on the flight mode. It is very difficult at that point of time, because if you switch off the phone, maybe possibility that next time when you on, it will ask for the password. You can't switch off the phone. You are not able to disable the PIN, pattern lock or anything from the phone. For that purpose, if you are not able to put it on flight mode, use Faraday bag so that you can disconnect it from the internet. Even suppose if you are scene of crime, and you are trying to remove the SIM card from the mobile phone so that your phone get disconnected from the network. You can remove the SIM card to disconnect it. It is also a way. But now the thing is that suppose if Wi-Fi is on and I am not able to off it, in that case, if any external Wi-Fi is at scene of crime and it is connected with the phone, still your suspect can take the remote access through that Wi-Fi connectivity. The best part, to at any cost, we need to put our phone on a flight mode. Either put on flight mode or either use a Faraday bag to disconnect it on scene of crime. Now we have DVRs. This is a different scenario because sometimes you will find to some sort of footage that crime has been done or something has been done, and clip or recording is available in a DVR, and you need to analyze those footage. Basically, this is a DVR, and you only need to capture this hard drive from this DVR. If you plug out this hard drive from the DVR, you can play it and you can find out what kind of activity or what kind of video footage are there, so that you can identify and find out the suspect, or if it is what kind of footage are there. Suppose if it is a crime related to murder, or if it is a crime related to chain snatching or something else, depend upon the quality of videos, we can enhance it. We can trying to find out the image of suspect, or we can trying to find out the vehicle number. We are depends. It's basically completely depend upon the type of crime. We can find number of things. Now the last part is that suppose if you are seizing something on scene of crime, how you can seize them and produced in court. Now this is a hard drive. If you see, this is a hard drive which is captured on scene of crime and seized by us on scene of crime. What you need to mention on it: serial number of hard drive size, manufacturer name, types of HSD, like there are different types of hard drives available in market: SATA, SAS, ID, SSD, SCSI. There are a number of hard drives, and its appearance. Now you can see entire thing is written on the backside of this hard drive. It is a Seagate hard drive, 100 GB of SATA. This is the type of hard drive, and here is serial numbers, packet number, and everything is written here. Whenever we are seizing anything on scene of crime, we need to write down each and everything which is written on the hard drive, which is written on the evidence, so that whenever we want to correlate or we want to put a report in a court, so that court can understand, okay, this is the data which is captured at scene of crime. In the same way, mobile phones, manufacturer name, IMEI number, model number, colors, and appearance. It is Redmi, and color is blue, IMEI number, make and model. You can write everything. For SIM cards, if it is a basically now SIM cards have 4 types. One is a standard SIM card, micro SIM card, nano SIM card. Now it is the eSIM card are also there. In the same way, manufacturer name, type of SIM, ICC ID number, and appearance. These are the 4 things you can find out. In the same manner, you can seize a SD card. You have to write down in this way that these are the possibilities of your evidence. This is the evidence labeling 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is Faraday bag. I am talking about this Faraday bag. This is the Faraday bag. When you put your phone in this Faraday bag, it will continue. It will disconnect your phone from the internet so that nobody can connect it. This is anti-static bags used for hard disk. Now, this, how we can label it, how we can packing it, and how we can put it in code so that code can send it to FSL. This is the suspect hard drive. First, you need to wrap in anti-static bag, then wrapped in bubble bag, and this is the official document. These are the seals. So this is, once you seal it, you need to submit in code. Code will give order to FSL to analyze it, and whatever data is existing on this hard drive, they will give it to you. Now, depend upon the nature of crime. Suppose if somebody is calling you and just given you a call and telling you that, sir or ma'am, your mobile phone, your bank, your debit or credit card will stop working from today. If you want to use it continuous, just give us the OTP or anything. Cyber criminals are doing this. They are giving you a call and they are taking the OTP and doing the fraud. If that's happened, now what applications they are using in their laptop to transfer the money, what kind of activity they are doing, all these are very important at that point of time, because they are using mobile phone to make a call. They are using application to transfer money from one bank to another bank. Either they can use Google Pay, Phone Pay, or any of these methods to transfer the money. For that purpose, when we are seizing this data, we have to write down a letter to FSL through code that these are the relevant documents. These are the things which we are looking in this hard drive, and in most possible ways, these details will be available on this hard drive. Scientists from Forensic Science Laboratory will find out and give it to you that these are the data which are available in browser, or these are the applications which was used by the suspect to transfer the money, or these are the ways they are doing the fraud. There are number of things. Okay, till now the theoretical part has been covered. Now I will move to practical part. Till that time, if you have any question or anything, you can ask. Please. If you have any query or any questions, you can ask in between.
So there is one question on a chat box by Sonali Dangi. How can we unlock the password on phone and laptops?
Phone is little difficult. You need to use forensics tool to unlock the password. For laptops, you don't need to require to remove passwords, because when we make a forensic image or clone, password is something which is not on the BIOS of the system. Password is on the it is just by the operating system. When you remove the hard drive from the system, password at that point of time password is already removed from the system. You don't require password to get that data or anything in the case of laptop or desktop. But for mobile phone, because it is encrypted in different ways, sometime it is encrypted through chipset, sometime it is encrypted on OS, sometime it is encrypted through some pattern locks and pin locks. For mobile phones, you need to use some sort of forensic software to recover those passwords, if it is supported in that particular software. If it is not supported, you will not be able to extract those passwords. Yeah, if you are extracting password from Excel, PDF, or any HTML files, for that purpose, there are different softwares, that is Alchemsoft Forensics and Password Kit Forensic softwares, which can help you to extract those passwords. Even if they are able to extract password or pin from your WhatsApp accounts also. Any other question?
Sir, I think no question as such.
Okay.
Roshni Tiwari, you have any question? Roshni, anyone who feel
Okay.
any question you can
Preeti.
put in the chat box.
Hello? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Preeti. Preeti, you can ask the question or else you can put in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, it was regarding how we come to know regarding the hidden app. Is there any hidden app installed in our phone? How we come to know that?
Yeah, it will show you, ma'am. Actually, what happened when we extract data using any forensics tool, and we are analyzing any data, it will tell you that these are the applications which are hidden. These
Hello,
are the
कैसे हैं?
applications which are encrypted. These are the applications which are password protected. These are the application which was deleted by the user, or these are the application which might, malicious, which can transfer data from your mobile phone. It can segregate and will let you know that these are the different possibilities of the data.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, so there are two more questions.
Okay.
The one question is from Ashok. How fingerprint protected cell phone are encrypted?
How
fingerprints are protected and how cell phones are encrypted?
Okay, actually what happened, one company is there, that is IDEMIA. They are the one who developed their algorithm for fingerprint locking. Even in the Aadhaar card, mobile phones, the same algorithm is used to protect the data. When you plug your fingers in a laptop or mobile phone, your phone get on. Okay, basically they are using a algorithm for that purpose. And when we are trying to extract data using any forensic mobile, because that data is stored in the mobile memory, that's why we are able to extract it and we can bypass it.
Okay, sir, thank you. So there is one more question.
No questions. Okay, let's come to the practical part because I have 20 minutes left. And just confirm me, ma'am, can you see this screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Now, what I will do, this is a software. It is an open source, freely available software. You can use it for your purpose. Whenever you go to scene of crime, it is very important software for capturing the data, analyzing the data at scene of crime, previewing the data, whatever the best possible things you can do with FTK Imager, and you can download it from Xtero website. It is free of cost. You not need to pay anything for this. What I am trying to do first is that let's make one folder. I'm just creating one folder with my name, Abhinav. I hope you can see. And this is my presentation. I'm putting it here in this folder. Now using FTK Imager, what I will do, I will try to analyze content of a folder. What options I have? I can capture physical drive. It means the entire drive, entire hard drive. Logical, it means partition A, B, C, D. If I want to analyze any of the partitions. Image file, if I have already make any image or anything for that purpose. And content of a folder. Right now, I will use this content of a folder. Select and desktop, and I will browse that folder, particular folder from the desktop. This is the folder, selected and finished. Now you can see this is the file. This is the file. Right now I will export its hash value on desktop. Abhinav, I will write down #1. Now you can see this is the hash value of this particular file. I will just mark it with yellow. Now this is MD5, and as these two are algorithms basically which is used to verify digital evidence. Suppose if you want to verify whether I am Abhinav or not, how you can verify it? You can verify it through my Aadhaar card, you can verify it through DL, you can verify it through PAN card, you can verify it through passport, you can verify it through any government official document which indicates that I am Abhinav Saurabh. And if I want to verify you that whether you guys are from where, so I will ask for the official document. In the same way, when we talk about evidences, court will ask for hash value. Show us the hash value. Through these hash value, they can verify whether that evidence exists within that system or not. You can see path, that this is the path of your file, that this file is existing on the system, and this is the path Abhinav C user forensics desktop Abhinav identification and preservation of digital evidences .pptx. This is the complete path of this particular data, and this is the hash value. Hash value is used to for the identification of the evidence, whether it is manipulated or not. You can verify through it. How? You can check it. Now what I will do, I will make few amendments, very small amendments. First, I will remove the evidence from here, and this is my actual evidence. This is the actual evidence. What I will do, I will simply just put a full stop here, nothing else. Now, I will again recalculate the hash value. Just add this content of a folder, next, source and desktop. This folder Abhinav, finish. Now, this is the data. I will again export hash. Now I will write down the name #2. You can see what is the difference between these two. I will highlight this for you. Now this is the actual data, and these are the. Now you can compare. This is, if you see, this one is #2 CSB and this one is #1 CSB. Now the MD5 value is 420,946, here 9912. Now SHA1 value C55786A, DD 880, and the path is still same. If you check the path, Abhinav C user forensic desktop Abhinav identification preservation .pptx. Path is similar, but hash value in both cases are different. Why? Because I make one amendment in this. What will happen when I remove this full stop? Now I am removing this full stop from here. Now, again check the values. Now click here, add that particular folder, desktop, Abhinav, and this is the file finished. Now what happened? Every time, click here on this one and export file #3. Sorry. Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, now it is changed. Now I am just making few changes here. Now remove that full stop from here and delete this file. Content of a folder, add and select the file and recalculate the hash value. Export hash list #3. Now you can check the entire data has been changed, but it is not as same of the first one. These are the 3 different data. This is the third one. This one is the first one. It is not matching with first one also. If you compare this, both values are different. It means that whenever we make any changes in digital evidence, every time its value will get changed. Every time value will change. How? When you go into properties, you will find that file is created on 11 January 2023, modified on the 11 January, accessed on 11 January. When you cut, copy, paste from one system to another system, or you make any amendment in this time will change. Now it is showing you that modified or at 10/21. If I make any slight change in this, suppose if I open it and making a change like just I have given one space in it. First I need to remove it from here. If I am making any change in it, just putting some space and this is the file. I'm just putting one space in it and save it. Now time of this one will change. If you find the modification date, it will show you different date time. Now it's 10/23, access 2023 and created 9/26. This is the main reason of changing of hash value of the data. I hope you understand why it plays an important role while putting any evidence in court of law. Why they ask for hash value. If we are making any change in the digital evidence, it will impact on the entire evidence. And if there is any change, slight change, it will be not acceptable in court of law. For that purpose, hash value is very important. Now, another part is that when we go to scene of crime, we have to capture RAM data. If machine is live, simply you need to click on capture memory. It will give you options to capture RAM dump. You need to browse here, click on desktop, make one folder, Already one folder is created with name of Abhinav. I have just selected this folder, and you need to just click on capture memory. What it will do, it will start capturing the data of entire memory. And what is the benefit of capturing data? When we talk about capturing memory, it means that what are the, you can see these processes are running on my system. That FTK imager is running Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Task Manager, WebEx, Zoom Meeting, and this is our anti-malware files, help, and some other things are going on here. In the same way, if you want to analyze the process and everything, you will be able to see all the process of this system. That these are the different softwares, hardware, softwares which I am using on my system, and processes. These are the different processes. Suppose if somebody hacked my system through remote running process, I can identify whether my system is hacked or not. If I am remotely using my system, you can identify through remote.fsl, so that you can identify how your suspect is using his her system. What are the different ways, how he connected, what kind of processes, what kind of services, what kind of application, what kind of thing he is doing on his own system. You want to check remote access, just click R. This, now you can see routing and remote access is stop, remote registry stop. It means that nobody is connected my system through remotely. In the same way, you can identify number of things through these processes. What kind of activity, what kind of software, what kind of resource, what kind of allocation, everything you can identify and check through this process. That this entire data will come through RAM capture only. When we capture this RAM memory, then only we will be able to analyze the data, what kind of activity, what kind of things suspect is doing on the system. Now, next part is I will show you how to create image. I have one pen drive plugged in my system. You just need to click on file, create disk image, and physical drive. I will select my pen drive. This is my pen drive, and finish. I need to add these are the basic format you need to do to create image. Write down case number 101, evidence number 1011. Okay, examiner Abhinav. Just I have filled this one. Now I will save this image in the same folder. Okay. I will write down image name webinar. Now finish. And it will take some time to create this image, around 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. But what is the benefit of creating this image? Suppose if this pen drive is my suspect drive, and it is I need to submit it in court, then how I can proceed in my investigation? Because if this pen drive I seize or captured at scene of crime and it will be submitted in the court, then I have to wait for a FSL report. It may take time, 6 months or year or 2 years to come a report from the FSL, because they have a lot of pending cases right now. In that case, it is very difficult to continue with the investigation because the entire evidence exists in the pen drive. For that purpose, what we do at scene of crime, we create image or clone using, you can use forensic duplicators, you can use write blockers, you can use softwares. Right now I am using this software. I can show you in one video how what kind of duplicators you can use, and I hope you can see my browser. Anyone just confirm me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now this is a video of TX1 imager. It is a duplicator. It is a forensic duplicator. You can see this duplicator is having number of ports, USB, and FireWire, SATA, power drives, and USB ports, and it has two types of connection. One is source. It means our actual evidence will plug on this side, on the source side. This is write protected. You can't write anything on the evidence. You can't edit. You can only preview, copy, or see the data, what is available in the suspect drive. But you can't make any changes in it. And this is the destination drive where you want to make clone or copy of the evidence. If you see this duplicator, you can find they have the option of connectivity of SATA hard drives, USB hard drive, PCI hard drive, SAS hard drives, FireWire, and also you can capture data using Ethernet, so that you can plug on an internet, or on a LAN cable, and you can capture the data through that also. IDA is also, you can capture. This is a very old one hard drives. Nowadays, very few companies are using these hard drives, but you can also capture. These are the different types of hard drives which is available in the market, and this duplicator is capable enough to capture all the kind of data from all these kind of hard drives.
Abhinav, sir,
Image and
can I
clone.
interrupt you in between?
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, there is a message from the participants that browser is not visible, only software is visible.
Okay, browser is not visible. Okay.
Yes.
It is visible to you, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's not visible. Yes.
Okay. Now it is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. You can see this is the your first part in which you need to plug the source, your actual evidence, and this is the second part in which you need to plug your destination drive where you want to put your evidence data. And these are the different types of hard drives which is available in the market. All these hard drives have a connectivity to capture data using this forensic duplicator. It is a duplicator. Now, if you want to see write blocker, they have also write blocker also. Now, this is write blocker. This is how you can connect. This is a SAS bridge. You can connect a hard drive using this cable and plug within the system, and you can analyze the data. You can capture the data, and you can preview the data. But you need an external desktop or laptop for doing this activity because they don't have any screen. They work as a mediator to protect the integrity of a suspect drive. Now you can see, I hope this has been completed. Yes, completed, close. And now you can see here, screen is visible. Screen is visible to all of you. Please confirm, anyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see now the image has been created. You can see this is the image webinar E01. If you want to check you can check it from here, that I am using software version this, acquired data, case number, name, and everything. Now here you can find MD5 and SHA1 values, at what time the process has been started, when it is finished, and what is the verified hash value, and both are matched. It means whatever activity I have done on the scene of crime, it is up to the mark and correct. I don't need to do it again and again. Now, what is the benefit of creating this image? You can see the data.
So we are not able to see the image.
You are
Only
not
the
able to see.
Excel data software is
Okay,
visible.
I will show you. No issues. I will show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Now you can see this image mounting.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Just click on this one, and this is the webinar E01 image. You need to select this one and open it and click on the mount. What is the benefit of mounting it? Whatever the content in reality exists in the suspect drive, once you create an image and mount it with FTK images, it will give you the same preview, and you can't make any changes in the images. You can't make any amendment in it. Whatever data is available, once you create an image, it is in non-readable form. It is there, and whatever you want to make copy, whatever you want to check, you can do it, but you can't do any amendment in it. You can't make rename it. You can't make any changes like if you want to change the subject or anything, you can't do it. You can see here. I will just share the screen. Now you can see this is the pen drive. This is the actual data of the pen drive. And this is the mounted drive, which was mounted using the software. This is the mounted drive. Now you can see both data are similar. Both are same. This is the image file and this is the actual evidence file. Now both is having same data, same date, same time, everything. Only there is a difference of UTC, because at the time of making the image, I have selected UTC time. That's why it is showing 3:54 as 21:24. It is a difference of 5 hours and 5 hours 30 minutes. Okay. Everything is in the same manner with same value, same content. If you want to check the contents, you can check it here. Both is having the same contents. Same thing. This is the benefit of using FTK imager at scene of crime. That if actual evidence you need to submit in court, and for that purpose you can do imaging or cloning at scene of crime, so that you can proceed with your investigation. You can make you can capture data from RAM, you can calculate the hash values, and whatever you want to do, you can do on scene of crime using FTK imager. From my side, it is completed. If you have any queries or question, please ask. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like Assistant Professor Sonal Jain to propound a vote of thanks.
A warm and a graceful morning to one and all present here. I, Assistant Professor of HPPS College of Law, take this opportunity to profess a formal vote of thanks for this lecture series in collaboration with Manjura Charitable Trust College of Law. I take this opportunity to thank and profess my sincere gratitude towards Mr. Abhinav Saurabh sir for enlightening our student on today's topic. I would like to express my sincere gratitude towards our very own management. I would like to thank Dr. Rajendra Singh sir, Honorable President of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti, Dr. Usha Mukundan ma'am, Honorable Director of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti. Special and sincere gratitude to our very own Dr. Mrs. Madhura Kadamkar ma'am, in charge Principal Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's College of Law, for all her constant support in all our endeavors. I would also like to thank Mr. UK Nambiar sir, Principal Manjara Charitable Trust College of Law. I would further like
to thank Mrs. Rajalakshmi Nambiar, IQSC Coordinator, Manjra Charitable Trust, College of Law. I would like to extend my thanks to Assistant Professor Dr. Mr. Amar Salve sir, IQSC Coordinator, HVPS College of Law, for being a source of power and inspiration. My sincere gratitude to all teaching, non-teaching and technical staff. Once again, I would like to thank each one and everyone present here for today's webinar. I would request all the students present in the webinar to kindly fill the feedback form already been sent into the chat box. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much. If you have any queries or question, you can contact me. I will just write down my mobile number in chat box, so that if you have any query, you can write down, or my email address. I am just writing down. Even you can connect on the LinkedIn.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Abhinav, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
my primary job to aware people, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The feedback link has been posted in a chat box. Those who want to fill the feedback form, they have to fill like for whole 3 days. Then only you will be getting the certificates. So it's mandatory to fill the feedback form. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Ma'am, can I end the meeting?
Yes, yes. Just check whether everybody is able to get that feedback form, and ask everyone to fill up with proper their suggestions and about the today's program
Yes.
also.
Yes, ma'am. I
What they have learned from these programs. So
Yes.
they can write it, elaborate in very nice words, so that
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
so outcomes of the program we will get.
Yes, 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 ma'am. I hope everyone has received the feedback link. We'll be there for 2 minutes and then we will be ending the meeting. Thank you, everyone. The link is also been posted on a YouTube.
One.
Sir,